Let me start with an introduction. My name is Tom Murphy, and I'm the director of the Human Resiliency Institute at Fordham. Of course, this is the Reclaiming the Sky Resiliency Project. And as you see below, we offer this in combination with Airport Council International North America. And today is the orientation, where we're going to be welcoming you and sharing with you the details on how the program will work this summer. So let me start by acknowledging again our sponsors, ACI. We do this in partnership with Airport Council International, and all of your companies, whether service companies or airports, are members of ACI. We invite sponsors to join in with us, and SSP America is doing that. So we're grateful to them, and we'll have other sponsors as we go along and grow the program. But what I thought I would do today is just take you through the agenda. This is the Young Professionals Resiliency Program. We do Reclaiming the Sky as a resiliency program for aviation students in university aviation associations, 128 schools around the country. But this is the phase that we do for the young professionals, which you're all part of, and that's the group of under 40 young managers, men and women under 40 years of age, ACI member airports and service companies, and you're going to be tomorrow's leaders. So that's why we do the program for you to, as you see there, the purpose, give you an opportunity to learn resiliency skills from the example of 9/11's aviation heroes in Boston, New York, and Washington. And we're going to give you today copies of the book Reclaiming the Sky. I'll explain how that works. But you'll be reading about the aviation heroes in those three cities. You see on the right there, Sue Bear, who was general manager at Newark, is one of the people that you'll be reading about in the New York phase of the program. We have folks who are profiled in the book who are working with us on this program. They're serving as mentors for you in the workshop that we'll do later this summer after you've had a month or so to read the book, and then we'll bring you back for a workshop, and you'll have mentors, including industry leaders, as well as some of the folks who are profiled in the book, giving you feedback and support as we give you a chance to come back and share the lessons that you've learned from the folks that you read about. I'm absolutely delighted to have one of those folks today who is profiled in the book. She is was a flight attendant supervisor for United Airlines, part of the crew at Newark, part of the team at Newark Airport with United. And of course, that's where Flight 93 left from. And Eileen Amiano, retired now, but for a long time was a flight attendant and a supervisor with United Airlines. So I wanted to give you a chance to meet Eileen. You'll meet others as we go along through the project. But I'm grateful to Eileen for taking time off from her busy day today to join us and offer a welcome to you. So Eileen, if you would just like to say, a quick hello to everybody.
Hey, everybody, and welcome. I want to thank you for participating in this worthwhile program. It's hard to believe that it's been 22 years since our industry became weaponized by those wishing to harm America. And it's programs like these, the Resiliency Project, that ensures that my coworkers are remembered. So as you read the book, take it all in, make it your own, and come back and tell us about it. So again, thank you for participating. I wish you much success as you go forward, and look forward to hearing from you and all that you've learned from Reclaiming the Skies. Good luck.
Yeah, Thank you, Eileen. And yeah, I mean, you said it all right there, reclaiming the sky. It's a story about the aviation workers who were in the middle of the attacks those days in Boston, New York, Newark, and Washington, D.C., who found ways to reclaim the sky, to take back hope after the enormity of such loss. And you're going to be reading about how Eileen and her colleagues at United Airlines at Newark were able to create memorial projects for and a monument at Shanksville for their colleagues as one way to do that, to take back hope, take back a way to go forward. So Eileen will be joining us in later in July when we do the workshop, give you a chance to share the lessons. And she'll also be one of our judges in the essay contest. Now, all of that I'll go through today as I explain how this is going to work. You see the second bullet there. It is a project offered by the Human Resiliency Institute at Fordham in partnership, as I said, with Airport Council International and with sponsor support, including SSP America and others. What we're going to do today is take you through the program. You're going to have a chance this summer to read the book, come back for the workshop, have a chance to write an essay, and then the winners of that essay competition will get a chance to get free registration for the ACI annual conference later in September at Grand Rapids, where you'll receive your awards. And we've got some of the folks who participated, the young professionals who participated last year, some of whom who won awards, who are on the call with us today to give you a little feedback. So I'm going to be introducing them as I go along. But I thought what I would do is to start is just show you a quick little video that explains what this project is, explains why we do it, and sort of sets it up for our discussion today. So it's only, it's short, just a minute or two long, but we'll talk about this on the other end.
Tom, I'm not getting any audio.
Let me pause it right there. Did I hear you, Eileen? You're not, are you
I'm
all
not
not
getting
getting?
any. I'm not getting audio.
No? Oh, you know what I'll do? Technology is a wonder. It brings us all together, but then as we all know, it has bumps along the way. So that on the website, reclaimingthesky.com, that video is on there. So what I'll do is direct you to the website to watch that rather than take any more time on that today. And I'll just go directly into the program and how it works. So let me explain that. You'll have a chance to read the book, which profiles, as we said, the airport and airline employees in Boston, New York, Newark, and DC. And we'll send you a link to a free ebook. So I've got all of your emails. Today is the start of this project, which runs through September and ACI's conference. And you all get a chance to get the ebook for free. And I'll be sending that to you after today's call. And you'll have, at your own pace, read the book. And the second bullet there, record your thoughts. Take notes on what resonates with you in terms of what you learned from the folks that you read about. And then on July 19th, we're going to do, like this, an online workshop where Eileen and others who are profiled in the book, along with leaders in the industry, are going to come together and provide feedback and support for you as you have a chance to come together as a group and share what you learned. So that's going to be extremely valuable, that chance on July 19th. And then what we'll do is give you a chance to write an essay. Take your notes while reading the book over the next month to 6 weeks before the July 19th session. And take notes so that you can write a 500 to 700 word essay sharing what you learned. And here's the essay question. You tell what you learned from one or more of the heroes profiled in the book, and how the lessons can help you enhance your resiliency. Of course, resiliency meaning the ability to bounce back and be able to perform at your peak and meet challenges personally and professionally. So that's the essay question. Obviously, once you take your notes and you have the input from the book, the ability to answer that question is going to be a lot clearer. But I thought what I would do is we have some of the folks. We have Michael Guyan, who won the essay contest last year. We've got the second place winner, Sal Mendola. I see we have Adam Usher with us on the call as well, who participated last year. I thought what I would do is just open up the floor, and we'll start with Michael. Each of you had a chance in the contest last year to answer that question, and just share with you, for the benefit of our participants this year, what you learned, what you gained from it, and the value that any of the new young professionals this year can gain. So, Michael, why don't you just introduce yourself, the airport that you work at, and just share what you gained last year by being a participant in Reclaiming the Sky.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael John. I work for the Hamilton International Airport as a project manager. Sorry, I'm not feeling very well today, so I may not be sounding right. But last year, I think it was an eye-opener for us to be able to be a part of the competition, read a book, try and put myself in the shoes of the heroes on that day, right? So I think going through reading the book, the questions I was asking myself is, what would I have done if I was in their position, right? That sort of helped me better understand why they acted that way, and also even ask myself, how will this affect me if I was in their position? What would be the aftermath, right? Like, how would I think? How would I be able to move forward doing my daily job, right? And then the other question is, would I have had anybody to talk to, right? Because going through the book, you realize that they relied on their airport company, they relied on their contacts they had. So could I have called on anybody? So for me, those were the key points that I took from the book. And I based on that to sort of write my story, because I was picturing me being in that situation as either Sue or John, right, or the police, Tom, and all that. So just my advice to all the participants this year would be sort of try and put yourself in the shoes of the heroes that you'll be reading about in the story, and ask yourself those questions, right? What can I do? How will this have affected me, right? Because you also have family that you have to go back with, or if an incident like this happens, there's going to be a lot of discussions about it even after the incident happened, right? And you being in it is very different from reading about it, right? Because it affects you in a very different way if you're in the center of the action. So I think what I took away from that whole event was to have a very reliable community around me, that every day doing your work, the relationships we have are very important, right? For you to keep relationships and not necessarily burn bridges, right? And then the last one would also be, in case of an event like that, don't stand still, right? Still have the courage to be able to move forward and do your job, because others may be relying on your courage to move forward.
Thank you, Michael. And you're absolutely right. I mean, there's nothing that could prepare the people 22 years ago who had to experience those attacks, and it's hard to imagine being in that position. But I'm grateful to you for sharing how those stories helped you at least imagine how you could respond. But then also, I just want to add to it, and I'd love to give Sal a chance to talk to this. The purpose of the project is also to give you a chance not only to learn about what they did, but how you can use those resiliency lessons that you gain from reading these stories. Use them to help you in your daily life as you work either at an airport or a service company today, and as you move into that role down the road as a leader in the industry. So, Sal, you got second place. Michael got first. You got second place in the essay contest last year. Grateful to you for giving up your time to share your thoughts with this year's participants. So, do you want to just talk to that point a little bit about how you can use, well, first of all, talk about what you learned and maybe how you can use and have been using these principles.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Tom. So I'm Sal Mandola. I'm the director of brands and concept development with Arius, or operators in the airport world. I think it's a little bit crazy to think about, right? That it's almost been 25 years since everything happened. And to put that in perspective, I was in junior high. And I think it's so important every now and again just to understand where we've come from to get to where we are. And reading those stories and just trying to understand, I think Michael put it really well. You try to put yourself in the shoes of these heroes and have to make decisions at the absolute peak, most stressful time when they're under duress. And those decisions affected not only the safety, but the well-being of so many different folks. And I think for me, one of the biggest things to take away, I will never be in a situation of that magnitude. So any issues, any challenges that I'm facing in my personal and professional life, I can use that as an opportunity to take a step back and really assess the situation, and knowing that no matter what, I have the support of the people around me. And I think that's something really big that I took from the book, right? Nobody gets through those situations without other folks supporting them, but it takes that personal fortitude and courage to be able to step in and to be able to give direction and really take a step back and do what's best when you really don't have time to think, and incredibly inspirational. So my advice to participants in this year's competition is, when you're reading it, really look at it and understand that you can take a step back and you can take that additional extra second and believe and say what you mean and how you feel with real conviction. And that kind of leadership around you can inspire everybody else to take action and really be less intimidated by the situation at hand and the adversity that you're facing collectively. So I echo Michael's comments. I think it's an incredible essay. I thank Tom and team for putting it together. And it's a message that's never going to go away. And we always need to remember what happened and the sacrifices that were made on that day in 2001 to ensure that it wasn't even worse of a tragedy. So thank you for the couple minutes to speak here, Tom.
Well, thank you, Sal, for chipping in. And I think, you make an excellent point about, as folks read the stories, as you say, take a step back and consider, because I think that's a good way to put it, because as you do that, step back and consider, that's where you get a chance to learn from these stories. And that's really our point here, because as you say, you were, in junior high then. Some people, and especially when we do this program for the aviation students, they weren't even born yet. So it might seem like that event and these stories are in the past, but you make a good point, Sal, about as you read them, consider, step back, and that way you can learn, and what you learn you can use in your life as you become the leaders. And I think you make that point excellently. And I just give you, Adam, a chance to talk as well. You participated last year. grateful to you. And I think all of our participants this year are grateful and benefit strongly from hearing from folks who did it last year. So Adam, you want to offer a thought on, your airport and what you gained from the program?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. So my name is Adam Usher. I am the Assistant Corporation Counsel at Dane County Regional Airport in Madison, Wisconsin. And as I read the book, what stood out to me, just what was just as important as what all these heroes did in response to 9/11 was what they did in their day-to-day lives and business. And it really showed me that's where you build resiliency. And I think that's how you'll ultimately look to apply what you learn from reading this book, because the goal isn't to face adversity one day and then figure out, okay, how do I be resilient about this? You'll face that and realize, oh, I've been resilient all along.
Ooh, good point.
And you achieve that by looking for ways to build that in your day-to-day life. And something that Michael and Sal both touched on that helps you get there is learning to lean on others. And
Excellent. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Adam. Did you want to add to that? I mean, you've made some excellent points.
I was just going to add that, like when you're leaning on others and building that community, understanding the people around you, like how their job affects you and how your job affects them, that makes you a more productive person and can build that resilience so that whenever you reach crisis, this person can help me with this.
Again, all three of you have made such excellent points, and I'm grateful to you for joining us to, give up your time and share those thoughts. You mentioned crisis, and when in crisis, lean on others. I think all three of you touched on that in a way. But what you're going to find for our folks participating this year is, as you read the story, when I wrote them about Boston, New York, Newark, and Washington, D.C., the people on the front lines that day, I knew them from my work with them. They didn't know each other. But one of the things that I found, and you've heard it from each of our young professionals who participated last year, is that the theme that the aviation heroes in all three locations drew upon, or the theme that emerged, was that what everybody drew upon was this idea of, as you call it, leaning on others. All of them learned that the way to move forward was to get support from others in order to do that, and to join with others and not be alone. And again, you're going to see that as you read the stories, and what you're hearing today is that that's a valuable lesson to take. And adding to your point, Adam, that what you're going to learn also is that you've already got many of these skills, these resiliency or bounce back skills. But what reading these stories can do is highlight them for you and make them not only tools, but make them stronger tools that you can use. So I'm grateful to you, folks from last year joining in. I'm excited for the folks this year who will be participating. As you see, and if anybody was joining in on the call as we were going along, I just reiterate for you one more time, the way this is going to work is that you're going to get an ebook from me after today, and a link to an ebook that you can then download, and then at your own pace between now and when we do the workshop, read the book again at your own pace and get your own sense of the stories. I would encourage you also take notes as you do, so that you can use those notes in answering the essay question. And then there will be 3 winners, 1,500 and 250. And then what ACI, our partner, is doing is offering a free registration for any of our winners who want to come to Grand Rapids and be recognized and get their award in person. They're giving you a free registration to do that. And that's going to be September 8 to 10 in Grand Rapids. But in terms of all of you and the way the mechanics of this contest work is, after you read the book, you'll have a chance to submit your essay by August 7th. And again, you'll be getting emails from me along the way, reminders, and you can respond to me with any questions that you might have. But we're going to get all the essays in. Eileen, who you met on the call, and others, industry leaders will be the judges. And then we'll announce the winners on August 19th. So if anybody is in that group, first, second, or third, and wants to take advantage of the free registration and come to Grand Rapids, you can have plenty of time to plan. So that's why we set the dates that way. So again, August 7th, the essays will be due. August 19th, the winners will be announced, and then we'll be recognizing them at the annual conference. And what I'd like to do now is just to close out by giving anybody a chance who would like to ask a question to do so. In summary, this is how the program has worked in the past and will work this year. We introduced this program as a pilot last year, and you had a chance to meet Adam, Michael, and Sal, who talked about what they gained from the program. Going forward, we're going to be enlisting a broad coalition of partners to expand the project this year. And then going forward, you see the third bullet. Our goal here is to give each new generation that comes along a chance to learn from these stories of the 9/11 heroes and apply them to themselves, so that when you become the leaders, you'll be able to draw upon these strengths that you learned from those folks who went through 9/11 and be able to use those in your career, but career-wise, but personally as well. And I think you're going to find that these things that you learn can help you personally as well as professionally. You see over there, two of the folks that you'll read about, Marianne and Jesus. They worked for United Airlines at Boston. And again, I'm going to give you the link to the book so you can read all about how they were heroic. Does anybody have any question for me? Because as we close today, I want to make sure that you get a sense of how this program is going to work to support you. Anybody have any question or any thought that you would like to offer in terms of why you wanted to participate in this and what you're looking forward to? Anybody? Open up the floor.
Hey, Tom, can you hear me?
I can. Eric? Is that Eric?
Yeah, my name is Eric Kaplan. I am the Sustainability and Resilience Program Director for Tampa International Airport. Okay. And so, kind of in line with the title, I do a lot of resilience planning for Tampa International. But a lot of that planning, as you can imagine, is very specific to, weather events and surge and hurricane impacts, flooding, that type of thing. So, being able to kind of broaden that scope of resilience planning and focus on, kind of the before and after of the impacts of 9/11, which I too was in junior high when that happened. And so remember it vividly. Really interested me, really in line with, I think, maybe the broader scope of all of our positions, but certainly, something I need to focus at Tampa. So just happy to be part of this opportunity. And I think the instructions are clear and just looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, we're just really grateful for you, Eric, to, use this to do that, which, as you described it, is to broaden your understanding. And I think Adam touched on it. as well. You've got a lot of these resiliency. I mean, you know, all of you have responsible positions right now. And so you've developed resiliency, which in a nutshell means the ability to bounce back when facing adversity. But as you say, Eric, I think you're going to find that this, when I say this, I'm talking about these stories of these folks who went through 9/11, the stories of what they did that day, but not just that day. It was in the days and the weeks and the months that followed that they had to build back. And what they did can be instructive for you. That's our goal with this. And I think you put your finger on it when you say you want to participate in this because it gives you a chance to take the resiliency you already have, but now broaden it. And then all of you are going to be moving into leadership positions. And that's why ACI is working with us, frankly, because they recognize that you're all going to be tomorrow's leaders. And, you know, this is a project to support you by equipping you or taking a step to help equip you to do what you described, Eric, which is to broaden your understanding of resiliency and enhance and develop your tools to be able to meet those challenges that you will face. You know, the hope is great that, you know, nothing on that order ever happens again, but you're going to face challenges along the way, and you know, who knows what lies ahead. So it always helps to be resilient. So I thank you for that, Eric. Anybody else want to offer a final word before we part? Okay, well, I'll just close by giving you just a short little story. You see the picture. I mean, this project is very personal to me because the people that I profile in Boston, New York, and Washington, so many of them I worked with. You know, my job back then was being an aviation trainer, and you see Marianne and Jesus, who were agents for United. I trained all of the United airport workers. There were 150 of them at working for United at Logan that summer. I trained everybody that summer and worked directly with all of them. And Marianne and Jesus then were two that I trained, and they were on flight 175 out of Boston that crashed into the South Tower. And it was Marianne's mom, who you'll read about in the book, who just was enormously heroic. She worked at the airport as well, and what she did going back and being able to carry her loss and be able to perform just struck me as so incredibly heroic and outstanding. So these are, you know, Marianne's mom. You're going to learn. Anne McFarlane, you're going to learn from. And as Eric says, be able to take those lessons and apply them for yourself. So I'm grateful to all of you for participating in this. And Eric, I take you at your word that all of the mechanics that we covered today are instructive. That's me, Tom Murphy. I run the Human Resiliency Institute at Fordham. There's my email. Again, you see the logo for the program. I'm sorry that the video did not play, but I encourage you to go to the website and watch the clip. And the website has a whole lot more about the project. In fact, it has, you know, the various videos on some of the heroes as well. And you can see photos. By the way, the photos of all the people you read about are on that website. So again, thank you everybody for participating. And any final question? Otherwise, we'll break for today.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to say hi again, Tom, and thank you all for this. This is a wonderful experience for us, for sure. It makes it personal.
Yes, Kristen, I'm so grateful you could participate. I know that you started with us last year, and then but you weren't able to complete the program last year, but you're back this year. So thank you to you, thank you to everybody. watch your email. You'll see from me, everybody, a link so you can download the book and get going on at your own pace. And then the next big date is the 19th of July. That's when we'll call everybody back. And please, Sal, Michael, Adam, please, and we invite you back for that session as well. I think it'd be, you can come back as mentors along with some of the aviation leaders that'll be serving as mentors to provide support. And that'll be an exciting day as we give you all a chance to share back and forth what you learned. And then you'll still have time to go ahead and write the essay. So that's how we structured it. Again, thank you, everybody. You've got my email there if you need to contact me. Otherwise, look forward to seeing you all on the 19th of July. And by the way, if there's any of you who have colleagues who haven't registered yet, there's still a window of time for people to sign up. So you can tell them about it. And we'll look forward to seeing you all later this summer. Thank you, everybody.